What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Camper Report. I don't know where to start. I'm not even going to intro this show. I don't even know if you guys are going to be here. There's a ton of content creators going live at this time. If you guys want to call in, that's totally fine as well. I didn't even make a thumbnail for this stream. I just went live. I just probably spent the last 30 minutes freaking. I'm going to cuss as much as I want in this show. I just spent the last 30 minutes freaking the fuck out. Um, I don't know what to say. So let's talk kind of my not initial. I'll get into the bulk of the game very soon, but I do want to talk about the first thing. Let's take this fucking shit off. Damn it. The reason why this Super Bowl loss hurts so bad, and call in if you guys want to, the link in the description. The reason why this Super Bowl loss hurts so bad is because I've never watched my team win a Super Bowl. They're tied for the second most Super Bowls in all the franchises in the NFL. But I've never watched my team win a Super Bowl. And today, of all days, I thought that maybe after watching my team lose two, one in 2012 when I was about 5 years old, but I remember that Super Bowl well, and one in 2019 when I was 12. And so now watching my team lose three straight is disappointing. I can't even explain right now what the hell is going on. I didn't even cry after we lost. My brain snapped. I started screaming. I started cussing out. So here are my list of guys that I want to cuss out. Logan Ryan, our fucking safety. What the hell were you doing? Okay, so I want to bring up a play. Back in the Green Bay Packers wild card round, I want to bring up a play. There was a play, Tucker Kraft, the Green Bay Packers tight end. They were down in the red zone. I believe it was about the third quarter. And the Green Bay Packers scored a touchdown. They were at the 4-yard line. They did this simple play where they basically faked the handoff to the running back. Tucker Kraft leaked out to the flat, and they dumped it off to him for a touchdown. The Chiefs in overtime, the touchdown play to win this game was exactly the same. Fake to the running back, dump it off to the flat, guy wide open. And it's because the 49ers went with a man-to-man look. And Logan Ryan was on the man who lost this game. He was on the receiver, Mecole Hardman, who caught that touchdown, ran it in. And he was also on Tucker Kraft in the Green Bay Packers game. So as soon as the Chiefs got down to that 4-yard line, they knew exactly where they were going. We're going to Logan Ryan, the bum 49ers safety, to win this game. We're going after him. We're going to target him. Get him off this team. What does he even do here? Nothing? Maybe is a good assumption. Logan Ryan needs. Hey, Amin, if you want to call in, then call in, man, because I am pissed. I was shouting so much in this game. Shouting so much. I thought that maybe my team, after watching them lose 2 straight Super Bowls, maybe they could win. But I want to start on a little bit of a tangent here. And you guys feel free to chime in. My brain is broken. You guys feel free chiming in. Where was the run game in the third quarter? I didn't see a single run. We would start off 1st and 10. We'd try to throw it against the Chiefs' elite secondary. 2nd and 10. We'd miss it. Then we'd throw some stupid-ass short pass for like 2 yards. 3rd and 8. And then we'd throw another incomplete because what the Chiefs were doing, I have it in my notes. I took notes of the second half, not the first half. What we had, they were plastering us. Basically, they were playing man-to-man football. They were playing man-to-man football. Call in if you guys want to. They were playing, link in the description. They were playing man-to-man football. Okay? And they were daring us either to go down to the field or run the ball. All we had to do was run the ball in the third quarter. What was that? I'm usually very professional on that show, but and it's not all on Kyle. But the thing is Brock Purdy, I can look up his stat line. I have the box score right here, right? I have the box score right here. Brock Purdy didn't play bad. He didn't turn the ball over. He rarely made the wrong throw. He scrambled. I remember late in that game, he scrambled out through a dart to Kyle Juszczyk on a third down, I believe it was. Right? What the hell? What the hell? And so Brock Purdy played this game well. But when we got in the red zone at the end of this game in overtime, we couldn't finish it out. We couldn't finish it out because I can't even remember what the last play. Chat, come in and help me. I don't even know what I think the last play on a 3rd and 4, it wasn't it. Yeah. Purdy, the offensive line, I believe the Chiefs sent a blitz and Purdy just had to throw it up there, back shoulder, footed. I will say, credit to Steve Spagnuolo. And I didn't even make banners for this show because I just went live, straight live. Steve Spagnuolo sent the blitzes at the right time in this game. He really did. Because especially in that last play that sent it to a field goal where we went up 20, we went up 22 to, it was 22 to 19. We went up 22 to 19. It was a 3rd and 4 right next to the end zone. And Spagnuolo, I believe, dialed up a blitz. And it was a perfect blitz. And he had been doing that all day. On third downs, he'd send this blitz. And I said before the game, we were really successful, the 49ers, on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, whatever. On anything inside 3rd and 5, we were really successful on third downs because we ran the ball. But what we started getting away from in the third quarter and late in that game was we weren't running the ball on 1st and 2nd down. And we weren't even getting, I mean, there were times where, yeah, Christian McCaffrey got 2-3 yards, but we weren't even getting stopped. They were terrible at stopping the run. So let's get to the topics. I mean, comments. Apologize for not getting to them earlier. I just want to cry. I haven't cried yet, but my brain snapped. I couldn't handle it. My brain snapped. I freaking almost punched the TV. I was just cussing every player that I think made a mistake out on this game. I mean, I apologize for my family members' eardrums. It's always us. Why is it always the Niners? Yeah, I don't know. So much pain. Certified Play, I don't think you've ever been in the chat before, so welcome. Blew a 10-point lead. Yeah, so I'm going to get to Kyle in just a second, get to him further, because I have some words. Joe E says, we are on pace to be the and yesterday, me and Jay in the Bay, go check out that show, said, what will Kyle's legacy be after this game? And we said, if he wins, he'll silence all the doubters about him blowing all leads. If he loses, it'll continue to haunt him. This is now the second loss that he has suffered. And it wasn't all his fault. It was the defense. I'll get to them a little bit more. I'll try to recollect what on that, because I wasn't taking notes on that final drive. I was just so amped. I was just like, I was standing up just with my legs, just like, what the hell is going on here in that final drive? But I have a lot of notes of the second half. Our window closes here, faithful. This is an interesting, we're on, yeah, well, real quick, back to Joey's topic. We are on pace to be the 90s Bills. Yeah, I had been saying that for a long time. Well, I had been saying that before this game. I was saying, if we lose this game, everyone can start calling us chokes. Here's a scenario that I want to throw at you guys, right? What is worse? The Cowboys, what is worse, being a Cowboys or 49ers fan? The Cowboys lose every year in the first round or second round, but they know that they never really have a chance. I mean, they kind of do, but deep down in their heart, they know they never have a chance. Or being a 49ers fan, losing in making it far, gaining all the respect, getting your hopes up, and then losing in the Super Bowl. What's worse? I honestly, and forgive me for saying this because this is probably this is probably like a terrible thing to say, but I would rather be a Cowboys fan because at least they know that they're never going to have a chance and we get our hopes up high, right? Because Kyle choked Shanahan. Now I'm going to have to hear about the Taylor Swift thing. Now I'm going to have all season, all off season. It is a long 6 months, man. I thinking about how football is 6 or whatever it is. How many other, I mean, just what the hell, man? It's just like football's not for a while. The 49ers, their window, Matthew Navarro, our window closes here, faithful. I'm losing my voice, but our window closes here. Welcome in, Matthew Navarro. That's true. That's true. Like, our window, I mean, it might close here. I'm not even going to lie because it's like we have a lot of aging guys on this team, man. And last time we made it to the Super Bowl, it took 4 years to get us back. And repeating back-to-back years is really hard to go to the Super Bowl. So this might be the last time in a few years that we don't make it back. And the window is closing because, like I said, we have aging guys. Who knows when we're going to get back? I think next year will probably be our best year to get back because we're going to still have most of the same guys. But then again, you look at it, it's like everyone's getting older. So next year's probably our best year to get back, but everyone's getting older. And honestly, at this point, I would have I said when it was the NFC Championship games, I'd rather play the Chiefs because the Ravens are dangerous. I completely recount my statements. I would have rather played the Ravens because no one is as clutch as Patrick Mahomes. And it's not even like the refs were that bad in this game. Like, there were a few times where there was some terrible missed calls on the holding. Our defensive line were getting held sometimes, but they let him play for the most part. I was pissed when Wilkes kept bringing all out blitzes on 3rd and 3, and he kept running that shit, and Mahomes kept converting. Yeah, so let's talk about that real quick, because I am pissed at that too. What the fuck was that? We do these all, and I like the thought of a blitz on 3rd and 4 because it makes the quarterback think fast. But Patrick Mahomes is the greatest processor of quarterbacks in the league. What the fuck were you thinking? But I mean, I don't know. I guess what do you do in that situation? I don't know. The thing that kind of maddened me was there were a few times on that last drive where the 49ers were not playing press man-to-man coverage. They were playing bubble. Like, they were playing off man-to-man, 5-6 yards off the receiver. And I'm like, what are you doing? But the big loss here was Dre Greenlaw. The Chiefs in that final drive, they threw a lot of screens, right? The big loss here was Dre Greenlaw because Dre Greenlaw sets the tone for our defense at the line of scrimmage. And he went out, I believe it was in the second quarter. And when he went out, I said, if we lose this game, it's partly because we lost him. That's a huge loss. And Oren Burks is solid, but he's not a game changer. Same with Talanoa Hufanga. It's like when we lost Talanoa Hufanga, Jair Brown's all right, but he's not a game changer like Talanoa Hufanga is. And the other sad thing about this game is they made mistakes, the Chiefs. But, for example, on the interception with Jair Brown, we didn't convert and score on that interception drive that we got an interception off of Patrick Mahomes. You know why? Because we didn't run the ball. Because we played against our strengths. Amin says over and over and over again. Yes, Kyle Shanahan has dominated McVay in the Super Bowl, but McVay is 1-1 in the Super Bowl. Kyle is 0-2. Yep. He says regular season. Yeah. USA Cuber. I was getting emotional when we lost. I didn't cry, but like I said before, my brain snapped. My brain snapped. And I'm almost losing my voice. If any of you guys want to call in, link in the description. So let's get to Kyle. Waruna says Kyle did not invest in an O-line. Fucking kicker missed 1 point. Yeah, so let's get to Jake Moody. So I saw a stat today saying that there were 7 field goals in the Super Bowl history made that were over 50 yards. And I believe that Jake Moody had 3 of them. Or maybe it was 10 field goals and Jake Moody had 3 of them that were over 50 yards in Super Bowl history. And so Jake Moody was decent. He hit one from 55. He hit one from 53. The 55-yarder was a Super Bowl record before Harrison Butker hit a 57 a few times later. But yes, the 1 point. Yes, that is true. He missed that 1 point conversion. And he was perfect most of the day. But that thing where he kicks it low over the offensive line, that came back to bite him. He kicked it low. And it's like in the Super Bowl, you can't make mistakes. Now, I don't think it was all on Moody, but definitely was. And then we were talking about we don't invest in our O-line. I agree, man. Karlaftis was cooking McKivitz all day long. I mean, there was not a time that there were so many times, like the Niners would run go routes up the side. I don't even know if I have the go routes. Let's see here. And a third. There was a lot of go routes up the sideline that Brock Purdy missed because there was pressure in his face and he just faded off of his back foot and threw it up. And that is called bad protection. I did not see a single time that this 49ers team I did not see a single time that this 49ers team, when Brock Purdy dropped back, that there was not pressure in his face. What the hell was that? Okay? What the hell was that? It's because Colton McKivitz, I said a key to this game. I said before this game started, last Thursday, I said a key to this game. Karlaftis versus Colton McKivitz. How the 49ers, because Karlaftis has 11 sacks on the year. He has one of the highest pressure percent win rates on the year. How is Karlaftis, how is Colton McKivitz, our right tackle, going to do against Karlaftis, our edge rusher? The Chiefs edge rusher. Right? I said, if the 49ers win this game, it is because they schemed a way around taking Karlaftis out of this game. Because I knew that we would scheme around Chris Jones, and he also disrupted some plays. But Karlaftis was the one where Chris Jones was going to be demanding the double team. So Karlaftis was going to get a lot of one-on-ones versus Colton McKivitz. And he ruined a lot of plays in this game that could have been big plays. And Karlaftis, that's a big one too, right? And we're talking about mistakes in this game. It's like the Chiefs made mistakes. They weren't good. Our defense, I made a note here, our defense was really stout. I mean, so we were about a third of the way through the fourth quarter, and the Niners had 22 plays in the red zone, and the Chiefs just had 16. Both defenses were stout in this game, but the Niners defense was bend, not break in this game for a lot of the game in the red zone. But when it came down to it, they were killing us with the screens. They were killing us over the middle. Our defense got tired. Our defense lost Dre Greenlaw in this game. Super huge loss. Because now if Dre Greenlaw goes out, you put on Logan Ryan, and he is terrible. Go back to the beginning of this video. Logan Ryan is terrible, man. Like, Logan Ryan is absolute. Why did he get signed to this roster, man? Why did he get signed? I don't get it. You know? I don't get it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just looking at my phone real quick. JB, dude, I'm sorry, man. I understand your pain. I don't know what fandom you're from. Maybe you're a Niners fan. Maybe not. But I don't know. I'm just trying to recollect some of my notes here. I will say that after that third quarter, the Niners did a lot better of driving the ball. End of the third quarter, they went back to what works, right? At the end of the third quarter, they got the ball back. They did a screen to Debo. They ran it to McCaffrey. They started get back to Niner football. They were doing outside read zone runs, outside zone runs against the left side, which is the side where the Chiefs are terrible at stopping the run. But my question to Kyle Shanahan is, why weren't you doing that in the third quarter? Why weren't you running the ball to the left side where the Chiefs were weakest? Why weren't you putting McCaffrey out in space? Why weren't you giving your MVP caliber running back opportunities to succeed in this game? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And it's just like the world wanted the 49ers to win this game. No one wanted the Chiefs to win this game except Chiefs fans. Except Chiefs and Eagles fans, because Eagles fans hate us. I don't get it. Nick Bosa, good players in this game. Nick Bosa was good. But, you also think about it. Patrick Mahomes was 34 for 46 in this game. The last two drives, the TD drive in the overtime and the almost touchdown drive at the end of that game, he was key in this game. Travis Kelce at the end of the first quarter had one catch for 1 yard. He finishes off the game with a beautiful 9 receptions, 93 yards. Brock Purdy was solid, 23 for 38, 255 yards, didn't turn it over. The saying of Kyle Shanahan, the big thing that he hangs his hat on is, if you don't turn the ball over as a quarterback, write this down, people. This is what Kyle Shanahan usually demands of his quarterback. If you don't turn the ball over, we will win this game because I'll scheme ways to win this game. But no, in this game, Brock Purdy didn't turn the ball over, and we still lost. We had been undefeated this year when Brock Purdy had not turned the ball over. We still fucking lost. We still did it. And this is why I give the absolute blame on Kyle Shanahan. So, I just don't know what to say, man. I could go back to my notes. I could finish the stream now, unless one of you guys want to call in. Give me your thoughts. I'm trying to also just recollect. I will say so tomorrow night, Monday night, I'm going live with my brother, Joseph Camperman. He has been a guest on the show many times, and we'll be breaking down this game a little bit more. But I also just want to say that in the fourth quarter, we were good. We were moving the ball. But let's quickly recap the first half. So, first half, we started off exactly how I wanted us to start off. We were running the ball the first few drives. But the main thing with the first drive was we were running the ball. We got all the way down. I think it was inside the Chiefs' 30-yard line. And then Christian McCaffrey fumbled for like the first or second time all season. So that was a huge miscue. But our defense was playing great in the first quarter. And our defense would get a stop. And then the Chiefs' defense would get a stop. And that was partly because we went away from the run very early. Now, we still were running it, but we also just weren't running it like on first. We were running it maybe on first down. We get 3 yards, and then we throw it on second. And then also the penalties early on. I forgot about this, but the penalties early on were huge. There was like the first 2 or 3 drives where like I feel like we had a holding penalty on Trent Williams. We had a full start on Trent Williams. I believe they were in back-to-back plays. There was an early drive in this game I believe it was the first quarter where it was 3rd and 27 or 2nd and 27, something like that. So the penalties killed us early in this game. We cleaned up our act in the second half, but the play calling in the third quarter was so bad that I thought that Kyle Shanahan was dead. And I said, where is Kyle Shanahan? Where is our coach who is supposed to be a genius? Then in the fourth quarter, he starts to come alive again. He starts to do what we do best, do screens, run the ball over the middle to Brandon Ayuk. I'm like, yes, this is 49ers football. And then, end of the fourth quarter, Patrick Mahomes does his magic. And I'm like, this can't end like this. He's driving end of the fourth quarter. I'm like, if they score a touchdown here, it's like, this is going to be sad. But they don't score a touchdown. We hold them to a field goal. And then we do even better in overtime. We do even better. In that first drive in overtime, we get the ball. We do even better. But guess what? We go down. We can't convert in the red zone. We're running it, right? Now, the big thing was, so there was an Elijah Mitchell run, and it was inside the 15-yard line, I believe. And Elijah Mitchell runs it. It was a 2nd and 4. Elijah Mitchell runs it, and he gets the first down. So I'm like, oh, we're about to score a touchdown. But no, there was a penalty. There was a penalty on Braden Willis, our tight end. And I believe it was like 12th man on the field or something, or ineligible player lined up on the wrong side, whatever. Braden Willis, our tight end. So that play gets called back. And instead of it being a 2nd and 6, it was a 2nd and 11 or something like that. And so then we ran the ball again and we got 7 yards. And so it's a 3rd down and 4. And then obviously the pressure, Brock Purdy throws it off of his back foot, and it's a 4th and 4. We settle for the field goal to go up 22-19. 22-19 in this game. And the Chiefs, and the rest of history, the Chiefs go down, score a touchdown. But if Braden Willis wouldn't have lined up in the wrong position, or offsides, whatever it was, neutral zone, in the wrong place, we would have been having a different conversation, because Elijah Mitchell would have converted that first down. We would have scored a touchdown in overtime. And the Chiefs would have, let's say the Chiefs would have scored a touchdown. We would have gotten the ball back in overtime with a little bit of time left, and we would have maybe won this game. So there were a lot of things that point to the reason why we lost this game. And one, like I just said, the penalty in the red zone inside the 15-yard line in overtime, with our last drive in overtime, that eventually led to the Jake Moody field goal, putting us up, and then us losing the next drive to the Chiefs in overtime. And then the other thing that really made us lose this game was the questionable defensive playing call later in this game. Especially that last drive where the Chiefs led that touchdown drive. Like Amin said earlier, I don't know if I can find the comments. Here we go. I was pissed when Wilkes kept bringing all out blitz on 3rd and 3, and he kept running that shit, and Mahomes kept converting. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of screens. We do a ton of blitzes, and he just dump it off to the running back. There was one time where Nick Bosa was going in, right? And Pacheco leaked out. No, Logan Ryan was going in for the blitz. Pacheco leaks out into where Pacheco leaks out to Logan Ryan's spot, and Logan Ryan blitzes the quarterback instead of covering the running back for the check down. If Logan Ryan would have just stayed in that spot, he could have pulled back and covered Pacheco and not given up the check down. That was on 1 3rd down. I wasn't taking notes that last drive. But, It's just sad. So there was, I mean, there was things where, Mahomes just was throwing screens. We were sending blitzes on stupid things. We were playing not man-to-man, press man-to-man coverage on important downs. The whole thing is like we shut down a lot. The whole game, we shut down these Chiefs receivers with man-to-man coverage, with press man-to-man coverage. And then on the very last drive, you're just going to play off. You're going to play off padded cushion between the cornerback and the receiver, the Chiefs receiver and the 49ers cornerback. You're just going to play off zone coverage on the last drive where you really should be playing man-to-man coverage, especially when it's a 3rd and 4. Like what the hell are you thinking? Carcast says, yo. Okay. Well, guys, I think I might have to get off. I'm losing my voice. I'm going to be back tomorrow night. Unless you guys want to call in now, I'll be back tomorrow night to break it down with my brother. Before this game, I said to myself, closing statements. Before this game, I said to myself, the Niners, if they lose, this will be depressing. They can't lose because this will be depressing if they do. That'll be the 3rd Super Bowl, like I said at the beginning, that I've seen them lose. They blew another 10-point lead. We're now going to be known as the team who chokes in the playoffs. So they can't lose. I said this before the game to myself. And maybe I said it on the show. I said, there is a good chance the 49ers. I made myself believe. Even when the whole world was telling me the Chiefs are going to win. I made myself believe that the Niners had a chance in this game. The Niners, on paper, if you look at it, were better. They were better than the Chiefs. On paper, they had better players. And it wasn't... See, here's the thing. Kyle Shanahan can't scapegoat the quarterback play because Brock Purdy was fine. Brock Purdy was fine. Right? He was fine. You can't scapegoat that we were less talented than the Chiefs because we're not less talented than the Chiefs. Granddrizer said, stop. What do I need to stop about? We were not less talented than the Chiefs. So I made myself believe that maybe there's a chance this team wins. And I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have made myself believe that because that is a stone cold lie. And it is Kyle Shanahan on Kyle Shanahan on this one. Because the defense was terrible. It's on Kyle Shanahan and Steve Wilks. The defense was terrible at the end, but they were tired. But Kyle Shanahan, it's not even like the quarterback play was bad. Brock Purdy played fine for what he was given. My eyes are red. Well, my contacts are getting really dry. I put in these eye drops for my contacts to moisten them. I haven't even been crying. I haven't even cried once, but my brain has literally gone insane. But yeah, I made myself believe, and the 49ers are a fraud, probably. So, yay, guys. We have 5 months till we have 6 months, whatever it is, till we have to see this sorry-ass team play again in August. And I'm not looking forward to it. Ben, not you, but see, this is why karma comes back here. All those 49ers content creators who talk trash at Payo on his stream, I won't say who, but they are. But hey, I don't talk trash. I'm a very reasonable 49ers fan. I was hesitant. The thing is I am cursed because every time I predict my team to win, they lose. I predicted the 49ers for the first time in weeks to win this game. Like, I had not predicted the 49ers. Like, I predicted them to win versus the Lions, but very close. I had predicted them to win versus the Packers. But a lot of times this year when I had predicted them to win, they didn't. They didn't win. And I don't talk trash. I really don't. At least not publicly. I might a little bit to my brothers, but they're Eagles fans, so they also talk trash to me. They put negative energy out there. I didn't get your notification. I don't know why you didn't. That is weird. I'm gonna have to make a thumbnail for the show. I just went live, didn't even make one. I made myself believe, man. Why did I do that? Anyway. You were one of the good guys, but you got a lot of 49ers out here acting all cocky. It's an entitled attitude. Yeah, I mean, he's right. He's right. I mean, I know that there are people out there that are really cocky and talk a lot of trash. I mean, I know some personally. There are guys who, yeah, I know. So I'm not saying that. I mean, the 49ers fans are a very cocky fan base. And I'm not going to deny that. I just think if the Niners would have won the Super Bowl this year, 2023 to 2024 season, for everything for me, would have been the greatest year ever. I have broken a school record for Olathe, which is my school. A running record, 5K. The Michigan Wolverines, my favorite college football team, won this year. And so this year just felt right. I had broken a record. My sports teams were doing really well. I said, if the Niners win this year, it's like, what else is there? Like, this is the greatest year for me professionally, for me through athletics, just everything, man. My channel has grown a ton. Just, this one's going to sting for a long time because I don't feel like we're going back. Anyway, guys, have a good rest of your night. I hope you guys have a great one. Tune in tomorrow. I'll be breaking down the game with Joseph. Monday tomorrow. It's Monday tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, 6:30 Mountain Time. So if you guys are in those time zones, those are the times. I'll be back tomorrow night with my brother to break down the game. Joseph is a smart person. He's been on the show many times. You guys know him very well. I'll be back tomorrow to break it all down. Like I said, 8:30 Eastern, 6:30 Mountain Time, 5:30 Pacific Time. Yeah, that is the issue. LA and Seattle and AZ will get better. Yeah, they will, and the whole NFC will get better, and we are getting older. Our whole players, I mean, are just our role players. Trent Williams next year is probably his final year. George Kittle is into his 30s. Christian McCaffrey, usually running backs don't last long in the NFL. This is probably the greatest season he'll have. Hopefully not, but this might be the greatest season Christian McCaffrey will have. Brandon Ayuk is up for an extension. Who knows what we'll do with him? I'm trying to think, Javon Hargrave, our defensive tackle, who's really good, is getting into his 30s. Our main role players are getting old. Deebo Samuel is getting older and older. Purdy is not getting, like Grandizer says, at least Purdy is on a rookie contract, super cheap. Yeah, but that's only for 2 years. So really, next year's maybe our final chance. And this year we had incredible luck with injuries because going into this game, we literally had like almost every single player healthy on the roster that we had beginning this season, except Talanoa Hufanga. So we had incredible luck with injuries this year. And so, yeah, we might be back next year, but are you sitting here and telling me that the 49ers are going to have the same injury luck this year than they had last year? Probably not, because this year they had amazing injury luck. They lost none of their key role players except Hufanga to season-ending injuries this year. So we had incredible injury luck. Next year, that might not be the case. We might have terrible injury luck. The NFL goes this way. We might have terrible injury luck. We might lose, back in 2020, like we did in 2020, we might lose a ton of guys to injury. I'm not saying we will, but it is never a given. And it's very rare to go to the Super Bowl 2 straight times. So I'm just saying, man, And if it's not next year, then the year after, it's like the year after Trent Williams is most likely retired. George Kittle's probably off this team. It's like next year might be our final year, maybe. But after next year, I mean, a lot of people are going to be gone, traded, gone, whatever. And it's like we're not going to fire Kyle Shanahan. But man, after this loss tonight, I kind of hope we do. This draft is super key for the 49ers. They got to hit pay dirt here. Yes, we've got to draft a good tackle to replace Trent Williams after next year. We have got to potentially draft a cornerback. We've got picks. We've got a first and second round pick this year. And third, maybe even fourth. I don't know, but we've got picks this year, so we can draft a cornerback. We can draft a tackle, potentially to play the right side, because God knows. Write this down. God knows I don't want Colton McKivitz to see another snap on the field next year. He got cooked today by Karlaftis and Chris Jones. Cooked today by Karlaftis and Chris Jones. So we need to draft the right tackle too, probably. Because this, I had a feeling that McKivitz would get burned today, but I didn't want to admit it. Ben, how you feel is like when the 49ers beat the Dolphins in the 1980s, everything was going right for me, and that Dolphins team was so special. That was the last time the Dolphins went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, that is pretty depressing, man. And times like these want you to quit fandom. Yeah, I mean, it's just sad because now I've seen so many losses in my life. It's like, you know how they say third time's the charm? Well, the third time isn't the charm for me, I guess, because the 49ers lost in 2012. I watched that one. The 49ers lost, or 2013, I guess. The 49ers lost in 20 or 2019, whatever it was. And the 49ers lost in 2024. And so that is now 3 times straight. So maybe the fourth time's the charm, but that's not how the saying goes. The defense got old after that. Yep. Facts. That's how our defense is. Anyways, guys, I don't know. I don't even really have much to say anymore. It was a hell of a ride. This season, I honestly wouldn't regret it. This season was really fun, but I just wish it would have ended in a different way. I convinced myself that the Niners would win this game. I shouldn't have, like I said before. But they had a real chance. I mean, this is the weakest Chiefs team ever. And this Chiefs team is only going to get stronger next year. Great season by the Niners. Yeah. Which 49ers player or positions did play well stock up? Yeah, that is true. This stream has been pretty negative. I didn't even come in with this stream. Like, usually I come into the stream with a few topics, few things, But this stream, I just kind of came in here and started ranting, and with no direction, with no really boundaries of what topics I was sticking to. And I kind of just went off, and everyone, players who played well. I think Christian McCaffrey, when he was given the chance, played really well. I think he had like 150 yards through everything in this game, all purpose. I think Trent Williams did not play well in this game. He committed a full start early and a holding penalty early. So I'm pretty sure. And then Fred Warner, I feel like played decent, but he got beat once or twice by Kelce, who doesn't. Also, it's like, where did the game planning go? We held Kelce in the first half to literally like no yards. And then in the second half, he just went crazy. And then it's like, where I'm trying to think of any other. Charvarius Ward played really well. He didn't make any plays per se, but he also completely shut down Rashee Rice. And then those final few drives, the Chiefs ended up taking Rashee Rice from the outside and putting him in the slot, and we were getting cooked relentlessly. And so, and one thing that I noticed is that Ambry Thomas got benched in this game for Logan Ryan or Isaiah Oliver. Both of them were playing. Was that a mistake by Wilks to bench Ambry Thomas? Yeah, he's had his moments, but he's also been pretty good in some moments, Ambry Thomas. So, Charvarius Ward, I'd say. Jair Brown was so up and down this game. Our safety, he had a pick, which we didn't even score on. And then he missed a few tackles. I wouldn't say he played particularly well. But I'd say Nick Bosa had a great game. From whatever, I mean, he had I want to check the box score real quick. I don't know what pressures, but he was relentlessly getting pressure on Patrick Mahomes. He had what's his name? Nick Bosa had 0 sacks, but he had so many pressures. Eric Armstead played really well in this game. He had a sack. I thought he had 2 sacks. But later in that game, I mean, the defense just got exhausted, man. Brandon Ayuk was key, but those cornerbacks for the Chiefs, hats off to them. McDuffie and L'Jarius Sneed are no joke. They are locked down. The thing that just amazes me is they couldn't stop the run all game, and we went away from it for like 2 quarters. Like for the second and third quarter, we didn't run the ball much, and that was so confusing. Like we were starting the fourth quarter and Christian McCaffrey still only had 50 rushing yards. Like what the hell was that? So Kyle Shanahan gets probably a D- to F. I mean, at times he was good, but man, his team only scored 22 points. So, and he had a short field on one of those drives where he could have scored on the interception that we got. So, Jawan Jennings, actually, this is a stat that I wrote down in my notebook that I forgot to bring up earlier, but Jawan Jennings becomes just the second player to throw for and receive a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So because if you guys remember, he threw a TD to Christian McCaffrey at the beginning of this game where Brock Purdy screened it to him. He threw it back across the field to Christian McCaffrey, who ran it in for the touchdown. That was a legendary play. Have to give Jawan Jennings credit for that one, for making a ballsy move. But yeah, he is just the second player to receive and throw for a touchdown in the Super Bowl. I believe that other player was Nick Foles, who did it with the Eagles back in 2018 against the Patriots when he caught a touchdown off the Philly special and threw for one. So hats off to Jawan Jennings. He played really well, made a lot of crucial key receptions this game. We're probably going to lose him next year, and I am really, really, really mad that we are. Ben, the beauty of it is you are still young. You can choose another team. We don't hold you to it. No, I'm not doing that. I'm sticking with this team. The Niners still have it pretty well. I mean, what team would I choose? If I chose the Chiefs, everyone would hate me. If I chose the Eagles, that would be stupid because the Eagles suck. It's just like, what is it, man? What team? Ben, hopefully you'll do a breakdown of each quarter when you get a chance to rewatch the game. Probably. I have notes of the second half, but I'm not even going off of them because I'm just like going off of impulse. If you guys want to get a better sense of me breaking down the game, go watch me and my brother's show tomorrow night at 5:30 Pacific time. So we'll be breaking it down in more detail. The muff punt seems to be the biggest turning point that I can think of. Yeah, I forgot to bring that up too. That is a very good point. I kind of forgot about it, but yes, that was a huge turning point. It basically bounced off a 49ers player leg. Freaking, what's his name? Our returner, McLeod, tried to get it, but to no avail. And the Chiefs recovered it and I believe scored a field goal. But yeah, forgot about that one. I I honestly forgot. They said they asked Taylor Swift if she had any advice for the 49ers fans after the loss. She said, shake it off. Wait, did she actually say that? Oh, fuck. I mean, sorry. Oh my God. I was about to really cuss her out. Really? Did she say that? I need to go back and watch the replay. Let me watch it on stream. Let me watch this replay on stream of her. This might make me really mad. That is the most smug thing ever. Hold on a second. Did she really say that? I'm going to be mad. Fuck you, Travis Kelce. Sorry, I've been cussing a lot this stream. This is too painful. I'm trying to find this. These are things you hear. What was the turning point? I don't even know, man. I'd say the muff punt for sure. The turning point was really, I mean, there was no turning point. This game went back and forth all game. I don't know if there was a turning point. Chiefs scored a TD the very next play after the muff punt. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it. I don't think Taylor Swift actually said that the shake it off thing. I would have been really mad because that's kind of smug. The fact that she was watching this game with Ice Spice was just like, what the hell were any of... They don't even understand football. I was getting so pissed every time they showed them on the field. Like, I don't hate Taylor Swift, but I'm just like, what? I'm sorry I dropped that F-bomb, man. I was saying a lot of other bad words off stream. Niners punt blocked was the turning point. Yep. Jamie Juniors, thank you for coming in. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. It's almost been an hour. Go have a good rest of your night. I'm going to try to get sleep tonight. I'm going to try to get sleep tonight, although I'm going to watch some of these post-game shows. Although I probably should get sleep tonight because tomorrow's Monday, beginning of a new week. I have a few assignments that are due on Tuesday for my school. So, probably should get some good sleep, but I don't want to because a night like this just wants you to you just want to stay up and contemplate your life, bro. Rudy of Ramilia said that he saw a 49ers fan throw his TV outside. Yeah, I almost punched my TV, and I don't think you were here when I said that, Grandizer, earlier in the stream. Yeah, I did say that. I almost punched my TV. I actually did kind of lightly tap it. So... Condolences to the Chiefs. I will give my flowers to them. And I was half cussing out Taylor Swift, but in all seriousness, they played a good game. Patrick Mahomes was super clutch. They made a lot of mistakes in the first half. And even in the second half, they were late in that game. It was 16-19. Late in the fourth quarter, we were driving to try to tie the game up. It was a 3rd and 10 or something, and we incompleted it. And then there was a flag, and it was a holding call on the Chiefs. And so that extended the drive. And then we ended up tying the game up to send it into overtime. And then we ended up gaining the lead by 3, 19-16. This was at the end of the fourth. But the Chiefs made mistakes in this game. Holding call. There was a holding call late, like I just said, that extended our lead. And then obviously they tied it up and sent it into overtime, but they made mistakes in this game. They did, and we made mistakes, and our play calling was absolute shit at times. You wanted to party. You wanted to be happy. I did, man. I feel like I've deserved this too. I'm not even you know what? I'm not gonna be too arrogant, but, like, this year has been a good year for me, and I'm not gonna take anything away from it. It's been a good year, just through my life, whatever. There's been a lot of good things that have happened, but just this was terrible. This was absolutely awful. You know, at least I have some track records to chase, you know, for my track. Uh, and it's just, man, whatever. I think I should just quit while I'm ahead. I should just quit going live. I've been going live for 55 minutes now, and I don't have much else to say. I'm just in shock. Maybe I should continue to go live. And how old are you? I'm 16, 17 in 4 months. I turned 17 in May. So, I'm a junior in high school. Kelsey bumping and elderly man overshadows his win. Oh, Kelsey bumping and elderly man overshadows his win. What does he mean? Kelsey bumping and elderly man overshadows his win. I can't. What elderly man? Taylor Swift does not affect me. I've seen way too many content creators give her attention saying that they don't like her. Well, don't talk about her then. Yeah, that's true. And honestly, I didn't pay much attention to her either this whole week and 2 weeks, really. But especially the thing that cut me the deepest is when they won and you felt your heart collapse and you started cussing out the TV. The thing that cut the deepest was they cut to Taylor Swift's box and them celebrating, and I saw Ice Spice, who has nothing to do with football, celebrating, and that made me a little bit mad because are they there? Like, I don't understand. It's, I guess, like, they didn't have to work for this. Like, in a way, I didn't have to work for this either, but, like, I have been streaming my team for years now. You'd think I'd be owed a Super Bowl. I'm just kidding. I'm being entitled now, so I need to stop. But, um, his coach. He's you're meaning Andy Reid with the elderly man. Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. If you're still here, Jamie Jr., yeah, Kelsey within the first few drives, like, went up to he wasn't getting the ball and went up to Andy Reid and pushed him. I saw that and I was like, wow, what a kind of a douche. Like, you're getting so mad that you're so selfish that you're not getting the ball that you're gonna go up and freaking push your coach. Yeah, I saw that. I was saying, like, wow, what a turd. Um, yeah, I remember that. Think about the Lions fans. They'll feel that they could have won this. I think the Lions team was super inexperienced, and I think Jared Goff is no, I don't think they would have won this. I don't think they would have won it. They were new fans and they got to keep their rewards, yet all the fans who have been there for a long time still have to wait. Yeah. Yeah. Antoine Cleveland coming in here. I have to listen to Taylor Swift for a whole week because the 49ers lost. For a whole week. I think we're going to have to listen to her for a little bit longer than that. I think it's going to have to be all off season, buddy. Welcome to your personal hell. Welcome to your personal hell. Well, it doesn't look like there's going to be any more comments, so I'll just quit while I'm ahead. Unless you guys want to call in, I'll maybe leave another minute for any more comments, calling in, whatever. Link in the description. I will say that in this game, it's not even like there was a this game like brought every emotion. There were like, times this game you're riding high. At other times in this game you had hope, and other times you had no hope. It's this game, there was every emotion. So now I do want to do something for us losing the Super Bowl. Maybe I should burn my 49ers jersey. Is that a good idea? Ben not calling in tonight, buddy. I am heartbroken. Well, that's I think why, because I had quite a few people at the beginning of the stream, and I was like, call in, but none of them did. And I think it's just because no one wants to talk about it right now. Did you like the halftime show? I did not. I think it was super bland. I think Rihanna brought the house down last year. That was a great one. And then I think the year before that with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and Eminem was classic. It was the best halftime show I have watched of that. It was the best halftime show I've watched all my whole life was the Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem. That was the greatest halftime show I've ever watched. So no, this was not I agree with Jamie Jr. This was not a good halftime show. This was a terrible halftime show. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I mean, Usher's mic was like super quiet. You couldn't even hear his voice half of the time. Also, I feel like Usher hasn't been super famous for like years. He had some hits 15 years ago, 14 years ago. So like I didn't get why they picked him to do it. I didn't get. Now, he did release a new album a few days ago, which was all right. I'm not a huge fan of his style of R&B, but there was a few songs on that new album that he released which was pretty good. I'll give it to him. But I just think the performing, like, there was nothing that stood out in this halftime show. Like, Rihanna last year, there was tons of hits that everyone knows, and there was those, like, raising red platforms in the Rihanna halftime show. That was really cool. And then I'm a huge rap fan. So in 2021 or 2022, when that Bengals Rams Super Bowl, when Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Eminem all performed and 50 Cent, that was great. And Kendrick Lamar's, in my opinion, the rap goat, just lyrically and whatever. But that Super Bowl was that halftime show stood out. And then the props for last year's halftime show was amazing. So it's like none of the props stood out here. None of the stunts stood out here. It was just him singing and doing dance moves, which was kind of cool, I guess. It was basically like him trying to recreate the Michael Jackson. I feel like it was like the 1995 Super Bowl halftime show that Michael Jackson did, but he was doing a terrible job of reenacting Michael Jackson. It was pretty bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's funny how they got these artists, yet what about the recent artists? When will indie alternative get its due? Yeah, that's true. Like, what about the up and coming guys? Like, I feel like I know not a lot of you guys like Post Malone, and maybe you haven't heard of him, but like Post Malone is a great performer. I feel like he would have done good. And he's a lot more known than Usher is in this day and age. But I mean, I'm not even saying just Post Malone. I'm saying like, what about recent artists? I'm trying to think of like people. I don't know. I just like, okay, maybe we could get somebody like, I don't know if like, okay, this is wild idea, but like maybe somebody with like super good, just like super good vocal who like just really talented singer, right? Like Billie Eilish or like somebody like that who is just like insanely talented at like singing and just have like a really good like just talent Super Bowl halftime show. This was just like, what the hell was it? I don't know. You like rap. I've never seen the buzz on rap, never like it at all. Yeah, the rap these days is pretty bad. You have to listen to a few different artists. Kendrick Lamar is good. I will admit, okay, well, actually, I'm not going to say that, but Kendrick Lamar is really good. Travis Scott came out with one of the best rap albums of the year, actually, the best rap album of the year, even though it didn't win it at the Grammys. But the best rap album of the year went to Travis Scott, or in my pick would be Travis Scott, the best rap album of the year. And so Travis Scott, obviously, isn't a good, I wouldn't want him to perform at the halftime show or anything because he sucks at performing, but he there's a few good artists that you have to listen to, but most of it is pretty bad. I agree. I'm actually really into some R&B as well. Brent Faiyaz, Frank Ocean, guys like that. I liked that Usher did bring in, I think it was Her. Usher brought in an R&B singer called Her, I believe it was, and she's good. I like her. There were some different, like her name is like her name, stage name is Her, Her. But there were some good guest appearances in this halftime show for sure. But I just like, but when Her just like started shredding it on the guitar, I was like, shit, nice. So I like her. I like R&B. Fantagram, Mother Mother, a collection of indie alternative which flies under the radar. Yeah, I'll have to get into that type of music. I have not really been much into it. Rap was never good to me. LOL, give me New Jack Soul, good R&B music. Yeah, yeah. I feel like rap, you have to be a certain type of person, but you also have to listen to the right rap. I mean, there are some freaking amazing Kendrick Lamar albums. So, yeah. Guys, have a good rest of your night. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. Talking about music actually kind of put me in a little bit better spirits than I was an hour ago when I was literally about to go out to San Francisco and personally punch every single person in the front office for the 49ers in the face. I was going to punch every one of them in the face. So you guys got me in a lot better of a mood. I realize that a lot of Niners fans are heartbroken, and all I'll say to that is just stay strong, man. We're going to bear this pain together. We're going to bear the haters together because there are going to be a lot. We're going to try to get Kyle Shanahan fired. I'm just kidding. But so we're going to bear it all for the next 5 months, but some good things coming for the Camper Report. We're going to obviously be covering the draft again this year. That's going to be really exciting. We're going to be doing in the summer, we're going to be dropping some new clothing lines for my t-shirts that I'll be working on in the summer. And guys, I predict that in about 2 months, I should be able to get monetized, the first monetization. Obviously, I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, but I can be monetized very soon. You can have 500 subscribers, and you can basically with over 500 subscribers and over 3,000 watch time hours, you can start to collect donations, advertise your products on your channel below your videos. So next summer I'll be doing this next summer I'll be doing t-shirt drops. I'll be setting up my own website. I'll probably be monetized very soon, so I'm hoping that gets underway. And so it's all because of you guys, the fans who are making this all possible. And so I thank you for just all of that. And this next year is going to be huge. Obviously, I'll do the whole series again of interviewing a content creator from each NFL team. I got to about 13 or 14 NFL teams last year. So in the offseason, you'll get to have a perspective from every NFL team, from a content creator, from a lot of NFL teams, different perspectives there. So, I mean, it's an exciting offseason. The draft is always really fun doing mock drafts with you guys. That was a ton of fun last year. I got my most famous video from the draft last year, which I think got over like 10K views because of you guys. So it was a lot of fun. So next year is going to be, or this off season is going to be really fun. There's a ton of stuff in the works for the Camper Report. So hang in there. Remember, at the end of the day, it's only entertainment. Yeah. Good. You can pay us to watch you when get paid here. JK. Hold on. What? I don't know. I'm going to go, guys. Thank you for your continued support. Big things coming. Things coming. And because of you guys, I am close to getting monetized. So that is very exciting. See you. Good night.